Mhm. Hello, everybody. How's it going? How's it going, my peoples? How's it going? Good evening, everybody, and a happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Tonight, you all, we got a good show coming on. So I see I already have 7 people in. Please share the live with others. Share the live. And this will be a continuation. I feel a little hot. This will be a continuation, you all, of our last live on how are things going on between DR and Haiti. And of course, we'll keep the show somewhat interesting. We got a guest coming on tonight with us. So much been happening. So let's welcome our guest because I know a lot of you all may already be familiar with our guest. So please share the live, you all, as we start the live. Please share the live. Well, hello there, my brother. I don't think I really need to do much introducing, but as always, introduce yourself.
Hello, Miss Marie. You are so beautiful.
Thank
This is Russell Taylor, Taylor Made Dreams. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight and allowing and thank you, Miss Marie, for allowing me to be on your platform, baby. I appreciate
you. Oh, I don't think you ever need to mention that. But with,
it. Of course.
you know you don't. My house is your house. But with everything that's going on in the DR, with everything that's going on between Haiti and DR, who else
Hmm.
to choose to speak to and actually invite to the show in a discussion about DR? Now, one of the great things is you are not originally Dominican, okay? So
No.
before we start and get on to the show, for some of my new people who is not familiar with you, share with them how did you end up going to DR? I don't think we've done mini shows together. I don't know, my brother, but I am hot. I said I was gonna have a jacket on, but I don't know. Maybe it's because you don't. You made me look hot. I feel hot, so I'm gonna take off
No.
this jacket.
Well, it's hot here. So no, I originally came to DR on vacation over 20 years ago. And
Mhm.
a friend of mine was coming down here, so I asked him, "Can I hook up with him?" Since his wife was Dominican and he knew his way around. I wind up him introducing me to some of his family. Met this beautiful little girl who basically became my daughter. I wind up, a couple of years after meeting her, adopting her. God gave me some years with her to enjoy her, spoil her, love her, and then God called back this gift. But after that, I had such a connection with DR, such a connection with the people and the culture. I decided to move down here. So I retired about 4.5 years ago, maybe 4.5, maybe 5 years ago. And I came here and I've been here ever since, and I'm loving it. So that's how I got down here. Let me ask you a question because I'm on my cell phone
Okay.
and I keep noticing my notifications from my WhatsApp is coming up. Are you seeing something or hearing something? Because if
I
so, I
don't
can
see
turn that off
anything.
real quick.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't see anything, and I don't hear
All
anything.
right.
So
Well,
we're
all right. Then we're good. Then we're good. Excellent. That's what I just wanted to make sure I did cause any
so.
interruptions to
Oh,
our
you
interview.
good. You good. Um, so that's how you end up in DR. Let me ask you,
Hmm.
what is it that you love about DR? Because Haiti is right
Uh,
next door. I know you were supposed to
yeah.
visit, but have you ever visited Haiti?
I have not been to Haiti yet, but I have a beautiful relationship with my Haitian brothers and sisters that I'm connected with here in DR. I think Haitians are some of the most beautiful, intelligent people that I've ever seen. Most Haitians that I personally know, I know this may
Mhm.
not be vast in Haiti, but most of the Haitians that I personally know 3, 4, 5 languages. So the intelligence level right there has to say something. I have a fantastic relationship with my Haitian brothers and sisters. I have a Haitian maid who is absolutely wonderful. I mean, very honest. I've left money out, left money in my pants. She washes my clothes. Always, never ever took a dime. I know my nephew Skrilla. He's in the music business down here, and he has had and for years a relationship with Haitian artists and working with them, and he has nothing but good things to say about him. So, I ain't got nothing but good things to say about my Haitian brothers and sisters. But I have not been there because, one of the reasons I have not been to Haiti because I want them to get the infrastructure together as far as safety. Right now, I mean, you got a president who basically got mercenaries and got invited to walk up in his house and kill him. So if the president could get taken out like that, I know how safe do I feel as a foreigner?
So you bring us up to the wall. Last week,
Yes.
one of the things that I spoke about was the border wall between
Hmm.
Haiti and and DR deciding to put that up.
Right.
What is your opinion of that wall that
I,
DR is wanting to put between Haiti, and why?
I'm gonna tell you that I think there's so much chaos in Haiti, and I'm not boots on the ground, but you are, and I have other friends that are. But every time I hear something, and a lot of videos get shared to me about just the chaos, pardon me, and the excuse me, the the instability that's going on in Haiti. I personally just do not feel safe coming over there. And I have a very small platform that but I'm very well known throughout Dominican Republic. I mean, I can't go to any city in Dominican Republic without being recognized. And so I don't want to come to Haiti and be that high profile figure that people think I got millions of dollars sitting in the bank. So I don't feel safe. And quite a few of my Haitian friends told me to, you know, I told them I want to take a trip to Haiti, especially Cap Haitian. But when my friends from Haiti telling me that I need to hold off from that trip, I'm a listen. They Haitian, and if they telling me, listen, I need to hold off, I'm gonna hold off. But as far as the wall, I agree with what the Dominican Republic is doing, because there's a certain thing called spillage, and it's with anything and everything. I don't want with the instability and the craziness and everything that's going on in Haiti to spill it to the Dominican Republic. And the Dominican Republic has absolutely its sovereign right to protect its citizens, as well as its stability and immigration laws. Now I disagree wholeheartedly, strongly, um, with the some of the discrimination that goes on with Haitians and Dominicans. I see that with the police. I've seen it. I've been a witness to that. But at the same time, when you look at what's going on in Haiti, I have to agree with what the president has decided to do as far as the first step to taking care of his citizens.
The title tonight is hold on a second. Yeah, I do apologize. My dogs are out here acting real crazy tonight. But the title of our live is the grass greener on the other side?
Mhm.
Because outside of looking in, a lot of Haitians, we have the assumption that every country is better than our country. And we're not going to take away anything from DR, but as good as the grass is on the other side, do you think it is welcoming for Haitians crossing the border to DR? Do you think that, how do I make this really, really clear? Is it a good thing for Haiti and DR? Okay, I'm going to elaborate on that just a little bit, Russ.
Yeah, I do.
Because if you mentioned the assassination of the president, a lot of people have somewhat named DR in parts of the people coming in and out of our country through DR. So many people may feel a certain type of way, but I think it's a good thing that DR is taking the initiative. Yet I also think the benefits will be for Haitians as well as Dominicans. Okay? But is the grass really greener on the other side for many Haitians living out in DR? How are they really, really treated? And I'm gonna go somewhere there with you, okay? How are the people in mass? We're talking about people who may not speak English, okay? Who don't have maybe DR is their first country traveling to straight out of Haiti, okay? What are the wages like? How are they being paid? How are they being treated by the people? Are they getting bottom of the barrel positions, straight to the point? Or if they travel out of Haiti with a level of education, are they getting positions which is equal and pay which is equal to the Dominican people?
No, that's a great question. And just from what my observation, like I said, looking from the inside out, um, you gotta understand that Dominican Republic is still a third world country. So even
That's what
Dominican
a lot of
people,
people don't understand. So I'm glad you
right?
mentioned that.
So even Dominican Republic people, that their citizenry is not getting, high paying wages. But I will say the Haitians that I see that are multilingual, they are making better money just hustling. And when I say hustling, I'm not talking about selling drugs and all that shit. I'm talking about as far as, because one of the biggest GDP incomes into Dominican Republic is its tourism. And Haitians are making an impact as far as mixing with tourism, establishing like taxis, rides, establishing, hooking up with people as far as communicating, um, um, doing different events, helping people out. Like I said, my nephew, he has a studio, and basically every one except two of his artists, I think he has 10 artists, maybe a little less, but every one of his artists are Haitian except maybe one or two. So, because Haitian music, that Afro beat, is, I mean, it's profound. It's in everything if you really listen to music. So
Mhm.
I think they can make a better way. But now, don't get me wrong, they are building the Dominican Republic. When you see all this construction going on in the Dominican Republic, I see Haitians. I see
Mm.
Haitians building roads. I see Haitians building buildings, constructing walls, houses, complexes, everything. They are The Haitians are the sweat and the blood and the backbone of the Haitians is
Pretty
building
much like the
Dominican Republic.
Mexicans is to Texas.
Did in America. Exactly. Exactly. Now you
Texas
see
and
the
California.
Dominican. Yes. Now you see the Dominicans with the, as far as supervisory jobs, engineer jobs, and everything else. But every engineer, Dominican engineer, is going to hire 10 Haitians before he hires Dominicans, because they're working at lower wage paying jobs. However, they're making it work. They're making it work. I go to Haitian neighborhoods and do everything from just socialize, having a beer, buying at the local store, to partying with them, and they're making it work. They really are making it work. And like I said, a lot of Dominicans don't have it much better than Haitians. They really don't. Prostitution is really big in Dominican Republic,
You
and it's
going
big with
somewhere?
the
You
it's
going
it's
fast? You
big with the
going
Dominicans,
fast?
and it's big with the Haitians. And I'm gonna tell you,
Mm-hmm.
especially with
Mm-hmm.
Europeans, Europeans come down here specifically to look for
Mm-hmm.
Haitian women. So
Mm-hmm.
I would, like I said, as far as dealing with the police and the government, it's a little heavier handed. Not that any Haitians are getting killed or anything like that, but the harassment, the inconveniences, yes. But as far as other things that are going on, especially on a socioeconomical level, they ride in par in competition with Dominicans.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So you kind of went into my next question because my next question is, what are some available positions to men? Now I hear a lot of men are in construction in DR. You've already
Hmm.
went there. So
Right.
most men's work constructions. There's no other jobs, other positions that men there can do. What are some jobs for men? Because I want you to slow down before we get to the women. Because why entitle this "The Grass is Greener on the Other Side"? And I hope that a lot of my Haitian people are listening who are in Haiti.
Hmm.
Many people are running away out of Haiti thinking just by stepping out of Haiti's soil that all of their problems is over with, which is not true. Because even if you
No,
went to America, you're going to face a whole nother set of problems. So,
absolutely.
what are some other jobs which is available to Haitians? Now, keep in mind these jobs are available with a certain status. What status do you have to have in DR to be able to even qualify for a simple job like that? And I want you to give me an example, to give us an example of what Haitians do in DR, legal or illegal. And I have a good question here waiting on you too.
All right. Well, first of all, let's take a look at the title. Is the grass greener on the other side? As far as safety, um, I would say, and this is an American speaking. Okay, so excuse my ignorance if I sound ignorant,
You
but
know,
as far as safety, I would say yes. The first rule of nature is survival. And what is going on in Haiti, which has been a country that I had admired all my adult life, since I found out about the Haitian Revolution. I've had the highest esteem for my Haitian brothers and sisters, and I thought they were the true leaders of the world. Even when they were prosecuted, with France after they won their independence, and the stipulations and the heavy-handedness that came upon them, I still thought they were that some of the most righteous people, people who could take mud and make an apple pie out of it. I just always had the
and
greatest
still
admiration
do.
for Haitian people, and still do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now it seems like, especially since I would say Papa Doc on that history, that the
Mm-hmm.
government, and I have said this, that I think the people that treat Haitians the worst are Haitians, the Haitian government, and definitely the Haitian upper echelon who is filthy rich and send their kids to school in Switzerland, France, Germany, England, America, spend their money over there, and they come back to Haiti to die. So it's so so my admiration, although I still admire, love, and respect my brothers and sisters, it has changed a bit. And I'm gonna tell you, I think some of the people that treat Haitians the worst are Haitians. So yes, I would say the grass is greener on the other side, especially if I got to worry about where I'm gonna get my next meal. It's better than me worrying about where if I'm going to survive today to worry about where I'm gonna get my next meal. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
Because there's
mm-hmm.
different levels to this. There's one
It
thing when you got
is.
to worry about your survival to the next day, but now I got to worry about my survival and then worry about how I'm gonna eat on top of worrying about my safety. I think, and like I said, Haitians are not being killed in the streets. They're not being kidnapped. They're not being targeted. They may get arrested for locked up, and you got to pay 400 or 500 pesos to get them out. Get them out of jail or something like that. But they're still breathing. They still have that opportunity. They still have another chance. They still have another day. They still can go home to see their children. So, as far as the safety, yeah, I would say it is greener on the other side. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as jobs, upper jobs like where where you see Dominicans making serious bread, I don't see it. I know there was one Haitian that was a big time drug dealer here in Dominican Republic,
Mm.
and I just knew that brother was going to get hurt because he was rolling like a big time drug dealer. He thought he was up in New York or somewhere, rolling Lexus and Mercedes and all that shit. And I'm like, man, I just hope this brother learns to. I didn't know him personally. I don't have no conversations, but just in passing. And I was saying to myself, man, listen, I mean, whatever you want to do, break your bread, that's you. But you
Mm-hmm.
need to roll a little more quietly in my head.
Was he
And
Haitian?
then he was Haitian. He was
Mm,
Haitian,
okay.
but you can't. What I would say for a Haitian to come to Dominican Republic and floss, that's like a death sentence. You are asking somebody to come and get you.
Was he
So
hurt
I think
eventually?
he was killed. He was killed. He was killed.
Wow.
This was about 2 or 3 years ago. He was killed. Yeah,
Mm.
but he was doing a lot for his community because I remember asking this other Haitian that I was hanging out with. We were sitting at a restaurant one day, and so I always see the brother. I know the brother in seeing in sight. And he was like, "Yeah, man." He said that the dude, he lives up, he had a house like up in the mountains in the Campo, and he was big time, but he was helping a lot of Haitians and doing a
Mm.
lot for the community. But he was in. But every time you see him in Sasua, he was flossing. You know what I'm saying? He drove a
Mm.
Lexus. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. He drove a Lexus, plenty of gold and everything on. And I was just saying to myself, man, listen, if I ever did have a conversation with the brother, the first thing I would have told him, you need a lower profile. You need a lower profile. So I would say
Mhm.
if Haitians doing something, especially illegal in this country, um, you better file. You better have a lot lower profile. You can't come here doing all that flossing and crazy shit. Me
Mm.
personally, I tell people, listen, I didn't come here for a staycation inside of a Dominican jail. I came here for a staycation to enjoy my life. So I don't see no problem with that
Amen. That's
activity,
how I feel about
but
Haiti.
I certainly don't want to see somebody killed for doing something recreational that a lot of people doing. Like a lot of people smoke weed, or you got a lot of people who just do it. Period.
That's true. Teach,
Um,
girl.
I'm not going to knock the guy because it's being legalized not just in America but around the world, but certainly not in here in the Dominican Republic. And I just prayed, man, that brother just would. Every time I seen him, I may seen him like maybe once a month or once every 2 months or something like that. And I just kept praying, man. If I ever have a conversation with this dude, I would tell him, "You rolling the wrong way." But then somebody told me that the brother got killed. But they said he was doing so much for the Haitian community And it's a shame, even though he made his money, not in a legal way, but certainly put a lot of money back into the community. And, it was just a shame. It really was. I know I
Well,
got way off topic on that
no.
one.
You're good. You're good because that's something I always tell my peoples, Russ. Sometime today is the opportunity for you to give me that mentorship. Today is that opportunity to give that advice. So when we see somebody doing something that they, not supposed to do, I think next time you'd approach it, like if you really care and it's out of love, you gonna just go and give that message and not just depend on we have next time. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
All right,
Exactly. Exactly.
we're gonna go into the audience. You all, thank you each and every one for stepping in. We have a lot of comments, so welcome Arlene, my sister Arlene K, Haitian Warrior King, Marie Noog, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Seal, Miss Cassandra, J. Noel, each and every one, Ed P. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. So if you all have questions, please share the live. You all, let's welcome Mr. Russ. Every time
Yes.
I go on his platform, his peoples, they show out. So let's show out on Life in Haiti. And if you've yet to subscribe to Taylor Made Dream, please check out TMD channel. He has his special content. I'm sure a lot of men and women too, because I'm one of your
And women
followers.
too. Yeah.
Women too.
Well, thank you.
Please follow him. And I also love the work that you do with children. I absolutely love that. Anyone who gives back to the community, I'm big on. So y'all check out his channel. Les Sud, we have a comment here. Les Sud says, since TMD is tiptoeing around, most Black men and white men, for that matter, go to the DR because of the high number of women freelancers. I'm not really sure. Maybe you can understand that question.
I do.
But,
I do. Yeah, but I talked exactly. I said point blank. I didn't tiptoe around it. If you scroll back in the audio, I said that DR has it is known for a low level prostitution environment in their tourism. That's what brings a lot of people in. And I said there are Haitian women as well as Dominican women doing the same thing. So I didn't tiptoe around that. I said it exactly what it is. I didn't say women working on in the night or call girls or escorts. I said prostitution, and that's what, because listen, it's happening. It's here. It's undeniable. It's historical fact. And a lot of Haitian women are participating in that, as well as a lot of Dominican women, Venezuelan women, Colombian women that you find here. But mostly you find Dominican and Haitian and Venezuelan.
okay,
That's
Russ.
not tiptoeing around the fact. That's being honest.
Okay. So, Russ, let's go a little bit more in depth, because the thing is, a lot of women go to DR, and eventually you got to check in out here at the border every month. And a lot of people get comfortable and don't want to do that. And once you're a month behind,
Right.
I'm not sure how that goes. You might have that fear of being deported, being rejected. So a lot of women basically pretty much live under the radar, and it's a lot easier for women. Can you give your opinion on why is it that why do you think prostitution is so big? I mean,
It's easy money. It's the lowest hanging fruit. If you could get a guy to give you, $50, $100, $150, $200, for 30 minutes of work. Hell, if I was in a position of desperacy, I would do the same thing. And I challenge any man that if you could go out there tonight and make $500 and selling sex, I'd be out there tonight getting my $500. So I'm listen. Let's be honest.
That's not true. It's not all women though, because
it's not. I never said it's all women. I'm saying the ones who participate in that, it is the easiest way to make money. And then sometimes, every now and then, you may find somebody who feel like, hey, I want to play Captain Sable and pull that woman out of that situation. Most time that does not work out, but every now and then, lightning strikes twice in the same place. So let me tell you something. I do not disrespect any woman for however they make their money. I have the same amount of respect if I met the president's wife tonight that I would have for a Haitian, Dominican, or Venezuelan woman that I met tomorrow that's selling her ass. As long as they are handling themselves like a lady and a person, I can't. You can't judge people, especially like you hear some guys say they want to talk about the ladies, but yet they're participating in the same activity. So who's better, the John or the lady that's selling? So like I said, it's bad that anyone has to do that to earn money. However, if that is a way that you have to learn, I mean, not learn, but have to earn to make money to feed your child, to help feed your parents, to send money back home to Haiti, to make sure that your family is just a little bit more stable. I ask any man, if you could go out there and sell it, would you do it tonight? And can no man tell me that they would not? So I don't look down on the ladies for doing what they need to do. I'm not saying it should be a first step, because like I said, the people that I've met that are Haitian are very intelligent people. My maid is I recommend her to everybody. I try to get her every freaking job that I can possibly recommend. When anybody's looking for someone to clean, I automatically give her. I automatically, like, her number, her name falls out of my mouth countless times. But like I said, I'm not going to look down on my Haitian sister that this is the way she's feeding her family. And something.
Can I play devil's advocate? Can I play devil's advocate? Do you think that a lot? Before you answer this, I'll go and give a shout out. Thank you so much, Stallion. You've carried 5 people. Thank you for the love,
my brother.
Stallion.
That's my brother, Stallion.
We love you, Stallion. Mr. Jackson, you carried 20 people. Thank you so very much for the love and support. Let's welcome my brother or sister to this channel. And thank you so very much for carrying 10 people tonight. Thank you all so much for the super chats. So let me ask. Hold on. I didn't read. I'll go back and read you all's comments, okay? But Russ, do you think that guys take advantage of this situation? Okay, the fantasies, all right? Share the live, you all. Share the live. The fantasies that a lot of guys want to live, right? And then these women, they cross the border in search of life. And a lot of these women, they leave, women or men, they leave relationships behind. They leave children behind. Yet in search of life, end up having to adapt to a situation just for the sake of money. Now, remind you myself as a woman, I am not here to judge anybody. That's not my place. I could never do that, Russ, okay?
Right.
However, would that woman make the same decision if they had an opportunity to make a living for themselves?
All right.
Do
First of
you
all, I
think
don't.
that men take advantage because would they be able to live out these fantasies if they were in the Europeans, in America,
Okay.
in Canada?
It's not taking advantage if a man is paying for it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
as there's an old saying in the United States, even swap don't make a swindle.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to a woman and I see this beautiful lady and I want to spend time with her, I want to have sex with her, and we set a price that she agrees to, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's $20 or whether it's $100, if we agree to that price and I pay her that price, we had a good time. There's no disrespect that goes on. She leaves safely out of my place and carries
Mm-hmm.
on her day. How is that taking advantage? That's not taking advantage.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it's both parties taking advantage of a situation. It's me or as a foreigner taking advantage of a situation that I know. Hey, I can go to this area and this is what they do. And it's the woman's
Mm-hmm.
advantage. I know there's foreign men who's waiting for this opportunity, or foreign ladies, because let's say it's not an only male market. It's a male and female market. Let's be honest about it. Now, what I will say, taking advantage, and what I find disgusting is if
Mm-hmm.
it's a child. Now that
Mm-hmm.
I have no tolerance for, I'll be the first person to turn somebody in. But if the person is of age and of
Mm-hmm.
their right mind, and they want to
Mm-hmm.
take an advantage of an opportunity, and another person want to take the same advantage of the opportunity, it is not taking advantage of each other. It is not. Now,
I don't know,
if they had,
ladies who are watching, y'all help me out here
it's
because
not. It's
you
not.
gave
Now, of course,
you gave a good analyst, but it's different for me living in Haiti and like seeing daily, Haitian women.
then talk to me and educate me.
Because
I did not
okay,
say I'm the smartest person in the room.
no, you're not, but and you're not wrong with what you're saying. You keeping it real. But these women are women that are traditional women. All right. Okay, what are the expectations? What does men expect from these women? Is it solely sex once they cross the border? Are they taking the time out? Now, when I speak
No,
to, I'm
but
not,
this is this. But I'm
hold
interrupt
on,
you for
hold
a
on,
second.
Russ. I'm not saying you because I know
No, no,
you,
no. I know you're not pointing to me, but I'm
but
saying
are
it
these
is not
men
taking advantage because a
investing in
lot of
that?
guys,
Uh-huh.
but a lot of guys are looking for real relationships. A lot of guys are looking for real relationships. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, if they so happen to hit it off with somebody, then that woman just
Mm-hmm.
hit the jackpot. All right, let's take my situation. I'm 59 years old. My
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend is 21. She's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
She's about to have my baby. I just moved in the house. I moved
Mm-hmm.
her from where she was living in a tin roof, with flies and everything else could come there as will, and
Mm-hmm.
now she lives in a beautiful villa,
Mm-hmm.
has access to whatever she wants, whatever she needs. We just finished off the nursery. Hell, I just spent $5,000 on a freaking nursery. Now that's an opportunity that I know she would not ever have if it was somebody else. But at the same time, so I was looking for a real relationship, and I was looking to have a family. Even at this late stage and age in my life. So there are things, and like I said, I don't look through things through the prism of American aspect, because if I was to look through the prism of America, they would see me with my girlfriend and say, oh, look at that guy, he looked like a pedophile or something. His girlfriend 21. Legal age is 18, so clearly legally I'm not a freaking pedo or anything like that. But am I taking advantage of an opportunity? Absolutely I am, because I'm my next birthday, I'm 60. I don't have any children. I don't want to leave my estate that I worked hard all my life um, to my family, because I know what they're gonna do. Them motherfuckers ain't, all they're gonna do is just gobble gobble. But I'd rather leave it to somebody that is in my blood, somebody that I can educate, somebody that I can make sure that their life is changed dramatically, as well as the mother of my daughter. Her life has changed and then I mean the trajectory of not only her but her family. I'm sending her sisters through school learning English, and I told her sisters I would pay for their college education as well as my lady's college education. I'm paying her mother to help out and be the sort of nanny, and I don't really need it. But the thing is, I want to help firm up the family financially so that they see different opportunities, that they don't see that, hey, we have to go out here and get a bar and a job. But no, you get a career, become a doctor, become a nurse, become a lawyer, become whatever you want to be, helping them see opportunity. So like I said, it's a give and take thing. So, and like I said, as long as you have adults making adult decisions and say, yes, I agree to this, even swap, don't make a swindle.
Well,
I know
gave
that's a lot said.
No. You spoke well, my brother. And you gave your truth, which is a good thing. What you touch base on, what is to me, a lot of the men are solely focused on that moment with that woman. But men need to understand that when a woman is willing to degrade herself to that level, to do all of that, she's in search of something. And 99.9%, if they are crossing borders to go out and look for life for their family, they have a family. Don't just go there for your own fantasies or whatever. If you're going to meet this girl, don't just invest in a lace front wig and this and that. Encourage this young lady to go to school. And that's something that you are doing. And that is, so men, to me, you are becoming somewhat enablers. That is why a lot of these girls in this foreign country, okay, they're no longer independent. That women like myself are not as valued because we are independent and we want to get up and get out of the bed and work. So you are.
I gotta disagree with you. Marie. You are the type of woman that I hear men say, "I want." All right,
that's
you're
true.
Beautiful. You're independent. But the thing is, out of a tree, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say if you had an apple tree, and there is 2 specific apples that are so sweet that there's nothing else needed for those apples. Those apples are the perfect apples. But there's a tree of apples. There's a tree of, 400, 500 apples. It's hard to find that Miss Marie apple out of that 500 apples. So, when you say that men are not looking for women like you, I strongly disagree because I talk to men on a daily, if not hourly basis. And I can tell you, especially my brother Stallion, he loves Haitian women.
But I'm gonna tell you this. What I mean by that is the on the ground, okay, being equal, crossing the borders. The scenery in Haiti is different, and it seems very similar to Haiti.
Foreigners crossing the borders too, baby. Men are working hours, months, weeks, buying a passport, buying a plane ticket, paying for a hotel to come somewhere to meet somebody. So it ain't like it's not one-sided, and I'm not going to let anybody say it's a one-sided thing. It is not.
I don't think it's one-sided.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. It's not one-sided.
But I think on both sides, it needs to be encouraged on a positive level too. Because you gotta think about, you may be here spoiling or doing all it is, but what happens if something happens to you? You have to instill a level of independence because you don't want to set a foundation where this is all that he or she knows how to do.
Right. No, and no, I agree. And like I said, for my situation, like I have a trust set up. where even if something happens to me, my mother, the mother, not my mother, but the mother of my child and my child, they're good. They are good. They will receive X amount of dollars every month. There's a trust fund. Once my daughter is born, we file the paperwork to make her U.S. citizen and all that stuff. So there's a system in place where her mother knows she's good. Now, if my daughter's good, the mother's good, and she knows that as well. So I don't know what other cats do, but I'm a man. I take care of my business. So, like I said, it's not a one-sided thing, and like I said, I know I have to be patient with the situation that's at hand in my own personal life, because I can only talk on what's happening with me, because I'm in that situation. But certainly, I'm gonna make sure that everything is taken care of. But of course, she has to make sure that there are certain things in place as well. But as far as my daughter, as far as the mother of my child, no, she's good. She knows she hit the lottery. She hit the freaking lottery.
So let's go into the audience real quick. Ed P says, I wouldn't recommend going to Haiti now, but believe Haitians will not have a clue who you are. But the situation as a blunt or average citizen is not a good idea. Actually, coming in as a foreigner, when Haitians say blanc, les Haitiens dit blanc, it just means a foreigner, really, because a lot of the times I am still approached as a blanc, okay? If you don't speak the language the way that they do,
Really?
if you don't have the same culture or the same thoughts, if they realize that you don't know certain things that like Haitian people do, so they may not recognize you to automatically say, oh, that's tailor-made dreams. But you, to an extent, it will show that you're not familiar with Haiti ground. So for my peoples who are watching, your croissant, they smell a diaspora from wherever, my brother.
Same thing in Dominican Republic.
They smell you
too
okay?
Here. They smell. Yes.
The minute you get off the plane, you do not have to say a word. It's the way you walk, the way you look. It's just something about you. My dogs, yes.
On the total island of Hispaniola, that same smell follows you. So yes, absolutely.
That's right. If you go to Haiti, you'll realize the discrimination is far worse for a typical Haitian. It really is, because as my brother mentioned, we are our own worst enemy here in Haiti. Lesud says, what I find funny is Black Americans love to talk about proud to be Black, but they hardly visit Haiti or Africa for that matter. But you are working on coming to visit, right? You close.
Right. Can I jump in?
Of course.
And I agree with I agree with that assessment. But let me ask you this: if I go to Colombia and I go to where Afro Colombians are located, right, which is Cali, or if I go to Brazil and I go to where Afro Brazilians are, or if I come to Dominican Republic where shit everybody look like me, or stay in America where I don't go nowhere, no one Black culture has the sovereignty on being Black. I have been to Africa. Okay, so I want people to know that I've been to Africa. I've been to Egypt and I've been to Kenya. Mombasa specifically. But it just ignites me when I hear people say that, you know, people want to be Black, but they don't visit Black. Let me tell you something. Marcus Garvey, right, who is the father of Pan-Africanism, never set foot in Africa. Did you know that? Marcus Garvey, who preached, who had 5 ships that he could have sailed to Africa before being exiled to UK could have went to Africa. And even after he was exiled, went to UK, still never went to Africa. Marcus Garvey never set a foot in Africa a day in his goddamn life. Never. I've at least set foot in Africa. And I do plan on going to Haiti. And when I was coming to Haiti, I even called you, Miss Marie. I said, hey, what is the temperature like? Because I got a trip to Camp Haitian and I want to come to. But I'm going to look out for my safety first. And no, I'm not going, I don't give a care where the place is in Africa, Haiti, or any other black country if I do not feel safe. So the first thing African countries need to do, people of African descent, is to make it safe, or people feel safe to actually go there. I love what Ghana has done. You know, Ghana has done a terrific job with the marketing of Ghana. So has Gambia, and it's due to a lot of Black Americans. Okay, let's be honest. A lot of Black Americans that are going to places like Ghana, Algeria, Ethiopia, and promoting those countries to bring other people to those countries of Africa on the map, or even bring them people like you, Miss Marie, who spend most of your life in America, bringing people to Haiti. So, you know, so when I hear people make those statements like that, they're not doing their due diligence. So if you want to speak on that, then let's be honest and do your due diligence. And like I said, the people who are bringing awareness and getting the masses out of that propaganda thinking that you're not safe going to Algeria, going to Algiers, going to Tanzania, are African American YouTubers who are actually putting the word out there.
Well said. Third world is a constant American ideology. There's places in the U.S. that is third world. My sister Kay Miller says 34 watching. Let's hit it up, guys. Let's hit it up. Ding,
There should be 34 likes.
Y'all, let's get the likes up. Please share the live with others. Arawak says, come back home to Haiti. Ed P said, Marie, you are talking about the average poor Haitian man that have no choice to work construction. I personally think Haitians needs to stay in Haiti. But in staying in Haiti, what is the Haitian government offering the average Haitian man? That is what we are pushing for. It's for people to stay in their country. We're pushing for that. I'm in Haiti. I'm boots on the ground in Haiti. And believe me, Russ, a lot of people, I try to share with my peoples, even with the work that I do in my community, it is not easy staying in Haiti without that U.S. passport that as soon as you get afraid, they run off. Because what we find is a lot of people, we love Haiti. But however, as much as you love Haiti, are you willing to pack up and come in, have to just live here without a visa, without a passport, and submit yourself to living here? And every second that someone comes to your gate, they tell you something that is so negative. Something bad has happened to somebody. It is not easy. We're pushing for people to stay in Haiti. These men are patriotic. These people, they love their country. Haitians love their country. They do not want to leave. I'm glad that the border is being built between us and DR. Why? First, it could stop some of the gun trafficking, and it could, stop some of the illegal stuff which is going on. Okay, coming into Haiti too, because Haiti, I'm not really sure, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It seems that DR kind of pretty much have a little bit of law, right? Haiti is really lawless right now with the government, with security. So these guys are crossing in, and nobody is saying anything. And the repercussion of that is the people. We are the ones that have to suffer for when whatever happens. Okay.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying, listen, I love Haiti. I started this conversation off tonight with, I've had the greatest admiration for my Haitian brothers and sisters my entire adult life. Ever since I read about the revolution and the principal role that Haiti played in freeing all people all over the globe. But I am disgusted with what I see now. And I said, and I've always said, at least for the last 3 years, that the worst that I see, the people who treat Haitians the worst are Haitians, the Haitian upper echelon, the demagogues, as well as the Haitian government. And I wonder, where are those generals? Where is that legacy, that legend, the lineage of the Haitian people that freed themselves and decided that we were going to be free at any cost, and taking the shackles off. Only thing Haitian people did was put shackles on themselves. Instead of French coming to Haiti and shackling them, they decided to shackle themselves now with their government, who does absolutely nothing for them. And it's frustrating to see, because like you said, and I know, listen, I don't interact with Haitian people like on a once a year basis. I interact with them every day, and they are proud to be Haitian.
Proud.
They'll pull that flag out their pocket, wipe this brow, or have it hanging out their pocket in a minute. They are proud Haitians. But the thing is, Haiti is not offering its own people anything except death right now.
Hold on,
from
Russ.
what I see.
Lesud made a comment. I love to hear folks who never been to a country talk like they are experts. Haitians treat each other the worst. Really, have you ever been to that Haitian countryside? Lesud, maybe you're misunderstanding, and I will speak on that. When we say Haitians treat each other the worst, we are directly at the leaders who are in charge. Yes. We're not talking about the everyday, daily Haitian people. I would have been gone, okay? Yes, of course, no one's perfect, okay? Whoever's perfect, raise their hand. Nobody's perfect, but we are talking about the Haitian government. You go to the countryside, those are the people who love you the most. They're going to make makeshift beds. They're going to love on you. They're going to go out into the garden, feed you. When we say it's Haitians who are Haitians' worst enemy, you all, that is the truth. Look at the fruit of their labor. Look at the state of our country. Who love their country is going to continue to allow it to be at a deteriorating state like it is continuously. Y'all, let's be realistic. Who in our government can genuinely say that they love Haiti? What actions is being put behind it? I got children running around in the streets. We got no hospitals. Really, you could tell me no hospitals, because if everyone needs money, in a country where people are not making money, where the ones who are being paid, we getting set minimum wage at $7.50 US a day. And that, I was told, it's not before they remove taxes, okay? They're going to remove tax and everything else. So it's going to end up being lowered after 30 days. Who loves it? Can we really say the Haitian government love the people? Now, we ain't saying that governments are, but this is clearly, to me, we need people to represent this country moving forward, where tourism can bring money into this country. Why isn't that a focus? So when we say it is Haitians who are Haitians' worst enemy, we're not talking about everyday people in Haiti, because everyday people in Haiti do not have a voice. They do not
Right.
have a voice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I specifically said the Haitian government and the Haitian upper echelon, the demagogues, all right, the ones who have worked with the Clintons, the Bush, brought in, UFC, what's that UFC or whatever, that organization, the Red Cross, and all those other organizations, who brought in damn nearly $1 billion that could have changed the landscape of
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Haitian communities. And
Mm-hmm.
they built 3 houses and put up tarps. 3 houses and hundreds of tarps. They haven't even rebuilt the presidential palace because nobody wants to go there. So when I say it, so you're absolutely correct, Marie. When I say the Haitian people, I'm talking about its own government, its governing body, and I'm talking about even the people that are in that top. Because let me tell you something: if people do not think that they got filthy rich Haitians in Haiti, they are a fool. You have filthy rich Haitians, and I'm not talking like 10 or 20. You got now out of the masses, there's like 1 or 2%. But then even with that, you still got a few thousand filthy rich Haitians that does nothing for their own country. So that's who I'm talking about.
And
So if you
nobody's
listen
making them, because let's
No.
keep in mind, all these rich people in America too, they really don't want to do nothing for the community. Keep in
rich
mind,
Haitians in America, rich American Haitians,
they travel outside of Haiti, go live in America with their family while they are getting filthy rich in Haiti. Their children are going to school for free in America. While they're turning.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time, Mr. Reed. Their money is coming. Their money, while they're going other places getting rich, their money is coming from where?
Haiti.
Haiti.
Okay. And where are they investing? In Haiti? No. Their children, do they have the daily worries of they gonna be turned around because they cannot afford to pay for school? No, they don't. So why aren't we adapting and placing a system like that within our school? All I need is one of these millionaires, one of them, to give me $1 million, and we'll see the difference that we can make in Haiti. We rack up a team. All we need is the love. But these people in Haiti, man, I'm telling you, Haiti's problem is Haiti's people. Haiti don't have a money problem. Money is not Haiti's problem, because
Haiti is rich in oil and gold.
Push that. Haiti is poor. Haiti is poor. Let me tell you, I work with the poor because they are the mass. But it is not because Haiti is poor. Haiti is a country that's been forgotten. It is a country where people have misused their power. It is a country that it is lawless. It is a country that people can get away with humanity crimes, mistreating people, suppressing people on the back of these people. So don't tell me Haitians is not Haitians' worst enemies, especially if you're not living in Haiti. Now, if you coming out here and you living in Haiti, you getting off that nice fluffy couch in America and you come live in Haiti, then you tell me something different. Because for a lot of people who are talking, they're not willing to move to Haiti. They're just as afraid as you are. Okay? And by right, I don't take that away from many people because you are entitled to that. But know that it is Haitians that can fix Haiti. Look at how proud America is to be an American. You think they're going to allow other people to come in to fix their problems? No, they're not. No, they're not. So if we don't put our minds together to fix the issues that is happening in Haiti, how do we expect for it to just fix itself? Well, we don't want to hear the reality, but this is the reality. I'm telling you, Russ, let's go back in the chat. My sister Cassan says prostitution is dangerous. tax-free, no jobs. Mr. Wilson Jean, welcome. No job in the Dominican Republic. So a lot of people depend on sex tourism. Is prostitution legal in the DR? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Prostitution is not legal in the DR. However, prostitution is it's like the low crime that, you know something, we ain't gonna say nothing. We see it, but listen, we gonna ignore it. Okay, so that's the way prostitution is in DR. But is it legal on their stature? No. However, will the police arrest you for prostitution? You got a better chance of getting a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt.
Stallion. I'm sorry, I didn't do my.
That's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother.
Now we know where Russ gets
talking about?
Money. Russell Stud Service. Laugh out loud. Maid service
that's my brother. You know I love him. I love Stallion. That's my brother. That's my brother.
Maid service is expensive in my town. Les Suit says prostitution is ingrained in the Dominican tourism industry. Wow.
And so many other places. It's ingrained in the American system. You heard of fan page? You heard of Facebook? Ain't nothing but prostitution going on in there. Are you kidding me? So let's not say that prostitution is rampant in one country. It's rampant in all countries. And the biggest countries that you think are so civilized, like America, like the UK, like Canada, prostitution, the exportation of prostitution in transit is rampant. And I can promise you, and I know the stats in the US. I used to work for the government. All right. So it's rampant. It's rampant. It's not just Haiti. It's not just the Dominican Republic. It's not just Colombia.
Speaking, prostitution is one of the oldest professions, I want to say, on earth.
Thank you.
That's just to be honest, okay? It is one of the oldest.
Globally.
I just believe that we should now push more women value that we are more than our bodies.
Yeah, but at the same time, Miss Marie, at the same time, and I have to say this, I've seen a young lady here. I'm not going to mention her name because she's an activist in the Dominican Republic, especially dealing with prostitution. And I've seen a lady get literally pictures of beat by the cops because she was trying to actually unionize prostitution to make it where it not only illegal, but where, if you look at places like Pattaya, Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand, if you look at places like Cambodia, if you look at places like different places around the world where they built cities. Look at Panama, right? Panama, prostitution is rampant. I promise you. That's why Panama is like the melting pot of the Caribbean and Latin America. I could go to Panama and meet a Venezuelan, a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, a Peruvian, a Haitian, all in one night. But the thing with Panama, they didn't deter what was bringing in the money. They basically pushed it indoors, pushed it out of sight. We know prostitution is happening, but we're going to make sure that it's not seen. And look at Panama City. Look at Pattaya, Thailand, which was a sleepy town. Look at the Philippines, which was sleepy beach towns. They built cities because instead of saying, well, listen, we're going to cast a stone at this situation, they said, no, we're going to build a city out of it. So I'm honestly me. I got no problem with prostitution. None. Absolutely none. If now, like I said, now if somebody is doing something that where it's underage child or something, major problem. But even swap don't make a swindle. If I invite a young lady to my house tonight and we settle on the price, I'm happy, she leaves, she's safe,
Russ.
she goes home. I'm just being honest. I got no problem with it.
You guys.
I
It's
got
a
zero
men
problem
thing,
with it because
okay? I'm gonna tell you this.
but it's
These
Bill City
subjects
and
are so
it
touchy,
started
Russ.
wars.
I'm gonna tell you, these subjects are so touchy that I established LIH because the thing is, I have relationships with a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys, y'all want to hear more of these type of subjects. I don't know if I told you about LIH Voice, but
I have
if you
not
all
heard.
have not checked out LIH Voice, please check out LIH Voice. I will bring you on and get a little bit more different perspective from that relationship because there, when you go into stuff like that, you enter a whole different horizon. A lot of
I
people
agree,
are gonna make, let
Miss
me tell
Ree.
you, people are gonna make decisions based on what benefits them or the situation that they are in. And
Absolutely,
I believe you, no
and
matter
that's
how
why.
much I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you speak. No matter how hard a lot of people may stand up against prostitution, what I realize is there are a lot of women that would much rather do that because it's so much easier for them.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so they're not being forced into it. Now, the problem that I have is sex trafficking, and I feel like a lot of that go on in
absolutely,
our country. When I speak on
absolutely,
not liking a lot of things, for me, I'm speaking from a perspective of Haiti, and from what I observed, Russ, a lot of these girls are doing things that they were not taught to do, and they did not grow up doing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they
But
have
we're not talking about someone. I'm
benefit
not
for
talking
this
about
type of
someone
stuff.
who. I'm not talking about someone who was kidnapped and
No,
forced
no.
into something.
Well,
All right,
kidnap is
that
okay. Hold on. We have
the,
kidnap where someone put a gun to your head, stick you in the trunk, whatever, right? That's literally kidnapped. But we are people. We do have people, Russ, that are not being kidnapped. Like you kidnapping the mind of that person because they are in a bad situation, Russ. And this is the only way out for them. This is their only way of a meal. Okay.
mm,
And for me, in my opinion, in a way, they are being kidnapped. You don't have to put a gun to that person's head for you to think that you're committing that crime. They're mentally being kidnapped because they are doing something that they would not have done if they were not in the situation they were in. Do you get
mm.
what I'm saying,
Well,
Russ?
no. I get what you're saying, and honestly, let me tell you something about me. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
I've been at a point in my life, in my young adult life where I was homeless. Okay, so I understand what a small portion of desperate. Now I've had, of course, I've had those in America. I've had those, those nets that I'll get caught somewhere in the between, as far as lifting me up and getting me on the show. So I've never been in that position, but I'm talking about, um, ladies who decide, you listen, something, this is what I'm trying to do. I have asked women, and I did a video with a young lady, on my channel, TMD. I took down my first channel. I wish I would have left it up, but I asked her.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Well, why are you doing it?" Because later I thought she was intelligent. She was highly intelligent, very funny, great personality. And she says, "Listen, I'm trying to get through medical school." And she says, "I don't have time to work at a bar for 12 hours a day." I said, "Yeah, but you're still dealing with different men climbing on top of you." And she says, I see it as a job. She says, I do enough a week where I make my money for school. And she says, I'm not like out there every day. She says, I do enough to make my money for school and I keep going. And like I said, who am I to judge this lady? Now, of course, I don't want to see women even have to make that choice. That's why I'm so
Mm-hmm.
involved with the orphanage. The orphanage has
Mm-hmm.
right now 2 guys
Mm-hmm.
and 19 girls. Do you know how much it would break my heart to see any one of my babies? And remember, I've been with these children for 5 years, feeding, clothing, pampers, the whole 9 yards with these children.
Mm-hmm.
How much it would break my heart to see them out there on the street. So I do everything, and right now we're trying to set up programs where even after they leave the orphanage, that we can fund their college, so
Mm-hmm.
that they do have other choices. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I cannot look down. I cannot, pull out my holy stick and hit this other lady for making the decisions that she makes for her life. So that's why I say I can't judge her. And I will not judge a lady. Now, everybody's going to see it the way they're going to see it. Like I said, I don't encourage it. At the same time, I'm not going to judge a woman for that. And I said before at the beginning of this program, I see this. I would have the same respect for a lady doing that in the street that I would have respect for the president's wife.
That's right. So Wizard says these men owes these women nothing. It is just a business transaction. The mentality that Haitians think that the world owes them something, which lead them to have an attitude of entitlement. Okay, that's an opinion. Lesut says, I would like to ask TMD one question. Would he like his 18-year-old daughter to go and have a relationship with a sweaty tourist? I don't know why it has to be sweaty, but anyways, an older man.
Are they asking that question to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm having a daughter, and I guess that's God's way of playing a trick on me. But my daughter, but first of all, my daughter, she's going to have opportunities that the president daughters have. She's going to go to the best schools. She's going to international schools. She's going to have the best teachers. I'm gonna make sure that she knows at least 3 or 4 languages by the time she's 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm gonna push her to make sure that she has a business by 17, online business. And if she want to go to college, she can go to any college in the United States because of the benefits I have in the United States. She can go for free. So my daughter is the exception to the rule. So that does not apply. Now, if my daughter at 18 says, listen, I fell in love with a 50-year-old, something, after all the education, after everything I brought her up and gave her, traveling and everything, because I plan on taking my daughter around the world. I want to make her see, but I want to put
Mhm.
that balance in there as well. But I want to make her see the opportunities that she's had. But I'm going to bring her to the worst neighborhoods in Dominican Republic. You can believe that too. And when I'm at that orphanage with my babies, she's going to be at that orphanage with me. And if she came to me at 18 and said, this the guy I fell in love with, then what the hell am I going to say? I support you. I hope the shit work out. And I got stop breaks in the trust fund for my daughter. So at certain
So
ages,
the
she'll have
reality
money.
is no man would want you wouldn't want your daughter to make that decision. So you're gonna set it up for her not to be able to. Now let me remind you, okay, because I
I'm
know
saying
you
that
are
she's
a
going to have
father.
opportunities to make her own decisions. And like I said, and I realized, believe me, I'm not ignorant to the fact that
She can
people
make
being in an economical status will cause them to
mm-hmm,
make different decisions. Okay, will
mm-hmm,
cause them to make different decisions. That's why you got men. I see men walking around here every day, Dominican and Dominican. I see Dominican men in their late 50s walking around here with a 23-year-old girlfriend. Okay, a 23-year-old Dominican girlfriend, and they're with that guy because he affords her the opportunity and affords her the life that she wants to live. And probably like I am, it is changing the trajectory of not only her, but her family as well. So I know that situation is there. So somebody asking that question, is it a really fair question? Because my daughter is going to be in a different in a different position because of the opportunities that she's going to have just from birth. Let me tell you something. My daughter's going to have so many uncles living down here because there's so many American expats. That's like, man, listen, that's my niece. That's my niece. That's my niece. I have people in place. God forbid something happen to me that makes sure my daughter is very well taken care of. So she's going to be in a different socioeconomical status, different level, different opportunity of education. So honestly, that's just not a fair question because she's going to be a different woman as opposed to how and where her mother came from.
So
we're going to compare apple to apples and oranges to oranges.
So Wilson Jean says, no, Susua Simpler says, Wilson Jean, it is not legal. The fact that it is not legal because of protecting a woman who has no other social economy way to make money from being arrested, exploited. Marie, it is everywhere around the world. I remember Russell specifically saying that he does not participate in prostitution in the United States because he could not afford to do. Y'all, this is
I can't read it because I'm on my phone, so it's so small I can't even read it.
Okay.
But let's be honest. All right. Let me say this, Miss Marie. What do you call it? Prostitution, whatever you want to call it. Every man pays for sex. Every man. Let me tell you something. My brother just said he ran into an old girlfriend, and she was staying at a hotel. She was in business on a date. So he said, well, okay. He took her back to the hotel. He decided to buy 4 drinks. Cost him almost $200 for those 4 drinks. 4 drinks. He said he ordered 2 margaritas and 2 shots of Patron tequila. Cost him almost $200. When I left my ex-wife, the judge said you owe her $250,000. Every man pays for sex, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's always been my opinion forever. Now,
meaning you are naturally the provider. That is what God created you to be.
Right.
And now we have a lot of
because they won't sex.
A lot of men have lost their position.
They have. And that's why they fly around the world to meet beautiful women that they know they do not have access to in America. All right, so I'm talking from America. I'm an American. So if I want this beautiful 23-year-old Thailand, yeah,
so
of course it is.
Because a lot of the beautiful women they're meeting crossing Haiti border and DR,
Haiti, Thailand, Colombia.
If they were in America, would probably not entertain them, or as soon as they take them to America, would probably go the other way, right?
Exactly. I would never take my girl. I would never take my girl to America except for a vacation. We would never live there. Absolutely not. Listen, I live in reality. If other brothers want to live in fantasy land, they can live in fantasy land. But I know that here in Dominican Republic, or if I travel to Colombia, or if I travel to Thailand or Cambodia, wherever, I know I'm the prize. But I know once I come back to America, it shifts. So why would I not want to be in a place where I am the prize? Why would I not want to be?
So guys that take women back to America. So you got to. So is that why so many guys travel to foreign countries? Is
absolutely
to be the prize.
Absolutely.
Do you think that it
Absolutely.
has a lot to do
Absolutely.
with your non-committal attitude too? That women who
Yes.
are working just as hard as you, okay, is
Yes.
not going to put up with your nonsense, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh, you said, Russ, I love you, Russ. See, you're honest because a lot of these men travel because they like to have two, three women. And these women in this country are willing to accept that from you, Russ, or any other man, because they feel like they are in a situation where they really do not have a choice and they do not have the ability to fend for themselves. So they're going to accept things that if you ever take them to America, you probably will regret it because they are not good. They would no longer accept it.
A- a- absolutely. Like I'm gonna take my girl wants to become an architect. So now I'm paying for her
Mm.
education. So after she becomes an architect and she decides, hey, listen, I'm tired of living with a guy who lives a polyamorous life. And I'm paying for basically one day she's saying, you know, sub, I'm out. But I'm happy with that. And I can accept that and I'm good with that. You know, but like I said, I live in reality. Now what other people live, I have no idea. But I certainly live in in Dominican Republic because I can have the life that I designed, that I
Mm.
want to carve out, that
Mm.
I can position myself as being the king. And let's face it, most men move overseas to design their own life. That I don't have to put up with this matrix bullshit. Now, if they could blame it on the women, I don't talk about my sisters in America. I love my sisters in America. And there's
Okay.
certain things, of course, American women ain't gonna pull up because they are in a position that, you know, something I don't have to deal with this bullshit. And I say, cool. And there's
Thank
no
you.
issue. I
Mm-hmm.
got a passport. I got property overseas. I take my
So
happy
you
ass
just
somewhere
pack
else and
up
design
and
my
go
life. Damn
and
right.
go where you accept it. So I understand. I understand, Russ. Jamina's production.
You look like you
You,
need a drink, Miss Marie.
I don't drink. I this year no drinks.
Juice,
No.
juice, 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 juice.
Oh. I got some ice. I'm
Yes.
addicted to ice. Lately, I've been eating so much ice. It's not gonna help me in the long run. But I'm telling you, so honest that it's difficult for me to really, really like because you're telling your truth. So, Jimenez Productions say, thank you so very much. You've carried 10 people. You guys are better than Netflix. I'm Dominican, but I live in the US. And after watching Taylor Made and Mr. Flip Flop YouTube channel for a while, tomorrow I am flying back to DR for a vacation. God bless. So,
Come on.
you are inspiring for people to come in and visit. So, the goal is to get Haiti stable so that people can come and visit. Main
Yes.
objective for tonight is the grass green on the other side? So, for women listening, um, know that crossing when you are going into the yard. I know Mr. Wilson Jean made a statement that a lot of women leave in hopes of going to school and furthering their education, but then
Mm.
they end up falling into prostitution. Number one, um, you got to stay strong when you cross the border. Stay focused. And if a man really, 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 really loves you, I believe that he would not just use you for your body, okay? And it would
Mm.
not just be a one night thing. He's willing to be patient. He's willing to be loving. He's willing to go through the changes with you to get you to where he wants you to be and still be there for you, support you, and see the best for you. Um, and just hold yourself because for me, prostitution comes with disease. It comes with a lot of selfish activities too that men are not understanding that many of these women, they do not go to the hospital like that. And I'm not sure if you heard me on one of my previous lives. A lot of these women, they were born with illnesses, Russ, that they don't even know that they have. So imagine going into a doctor with them and you contracted something from them and them feeling as delusional as you are because maybe they had not taken a thorough blood test. Because some Haitian people think they took a blood test and that was everything because that one thing came back. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, you have to check for HIV. You have to check for syphilis. You have to.
Well, this is what I encourage guys, and I've said it on my channel a couple. I said if any person participates in that, and I say let's say you meet somebody, and they're not even a prostitute, not even in that position. I said take them to the great thing about Dominican Republic. You can go to any clinic, right? Any laboratory clinic and get blood tests. You don't need like in the United States where there got to be doctor's orders and all that bullshit. You could take anybody, walk into a clinic and say, I want a test for HIV, tuberculosis, syphilis, gonorrhea, blah, blah, blah. And 2 days later, you have your test results. So I tell anybody, if there's a woman that you are, that you're infatuated with and you don't know the history of the woman, hey, come down, protect yourself, have protected sex, take her to the clinic. And then after that, when the tests come back and they come back negative, enjoy yourself, enjoy your vacation. So I tell anybody that to definitely practice safe sex because I know guys get stupid. Guys that drink get really stupid. They get stupid, they get drunk, they take off a condom, and bam. So first thing I tell guys on my channel, protect yourself. Take the lady if you feel like, hey man, there's something here, take her to the clinic, get tested. You get tested so she can also see that you are clear, right? Not just one-sided, but you're clear. She's clear from HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, all that stuff. And then y'all do the grown folks thing, and y'all enjoy your vacation or enjoy your life or whatever the situation is.
Okay. Lady Pink says, what will be the point of investing in Haiti as a filthy rich Haitian if the mass is not educated to understand the investment and guarantee a return, or at least have enough sense to protect that? Well, we want to change that narrative. We want to change it.
But that's the question. What is the point of investing in Haiti right now? And honestly, I see none. I mean, until the Haitian people invest in themselves.
Russ, I have spoke to several businessmen who make money in Haiti, and they all have said now is the best time to invest in Haiti. Don't ask me why. Well, number one, buying land now is one of the best times to purchase land because a lot of people are trying to really, really get out of the country, okay? And in that process, people are willing to sell property that really belong to them for a cheaper price. I know my dad, he's a man that loved land, and he always tell you land is one of the biggest investment because once it's yours, it's forever yours for generations. And you know how it is in Haiti. But,
all right, so let me ask you a question. Let me stop right there because people are going to have questions about this. So let's say if I buy 300, let's say if I buy 3,000 meters of land in Haiti, right? I don't want to live in Haiti because right now it's unstable, different things going on. Let's say 10 years later it gets better. But now I got squatters on my 3,000 meters. Can I remove them?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. Number one, me being in Haiti, I will tell you, if you're going to invest in anything in Haiti, you need to have somebody that you trust. It is natural for a lot of Haitian people to take advantage of diasporas. They don't understand the struggles, how much you worked and sacrificed to be able to accomplish what you have accomplished. So I'm going to ask you to make wise decisions. Don't just jump off the bridge and, I'm going to go buy land because Marie said so. No. Because once you purchase that land, it is your responsibility to secure your investment
and keep squatters off your land. And
and
if you
keep
ain't there,
people
it,
off of your land.
you
Okay,
screwed.
so that means you have to have someone. My father, okay, I know you well familiar with my situation trying to build me a small 2-bedroom too as we speak. My father have had that land since 2004. You hear me?
Mm.
And he doesn't live in Haiti, but who he purchased the property for, there's a thing called guardian, basically. And they've been on that property, taking care of that property. My aunt also have property right up the street next to my father, and none of their investments in Haiti has been bothered because you have to have people that you trust. So a lot of the times, if you were to purchase land, my advice would be to assign it to someone who worked the land, to garden, to put a garden on it. Because once you assign someone to that land, unless you show up, it is really theirs. They're going to protect it like it's theirs. And they're not going to let anybody else just come and take over that land. But don't just purchase a ton of land in Haiti and then turn around and leave. I've had situation where one of my viewers sunk all his money, started building, and the Haitian man was just taking all her money. All the paperwork were fraud. When she came into Haiti, he took her to court for her stuff, and now was claiming it's his stuff. So a lot of the stuff which go on in Haiti, man, it's really, really twisted as far as how diasporas have been misused by their own people in a lot of ways. Okay,
I say
so
buy a condo. You'd be a lot safer. Marie, I love you, love you, love you, love you. I got to get out of here because I got some things I need to do.
Me too, me
I
too.
I thank you so
Thank you
much
so much,
for allowing me on your
Russ,
platform.
for joining me tonight. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I'm about to close too. I'm well over my hour. You have a good one. And until next time, we'll do it again.
You know, I got nothing but love for you. Nothing but love. Bye,
Me
baby.
too. Me too, my brother. Okay, bye-bye. So thank you all so much for joining me live tonight. And hold on a second. I know I didn't get to all the comments. The Exile, hello, my brother. Love these honest conversations. Mike Lewis, hello. How's it going? More Fortune, how's it going? Date enough. How can I, as American, help Haiti? Please check the description if you would even like to assist. Life in Haiti, you all. Y'all know we have a project on our hands that we are working on. And we're working on getting blocks and moving forward. We need more cement. I was able to get more material, pay bosses this week. You all, please, kindly, you all, for the people who have called and reached out and said they will be in contact with me. Do not forget, you all, we are on a project trying to see it to completion. And I am depending on you all to see below poverty line project completed. The guys are somewhat, I'll keep you all updated on that. But if you would like to assist, you may do so through the GoFundMe, through Cash App. I wanted to mention, I noticed that a few of my peoples are not wanting to donate through GoFundMe. And I will share this before I get off the live. I understand that GoFundMe have a whole lot of fees. And I was not setting up a GoFundMe because of previous GoFundMes of the high fees. So if you all decide not to donate through GoFundMe, it is okay. You may contact me and donate in other ways, okay? We are still in need of completing the projects. We are paying, they were asking me for $17 a block. And I went all the way to find blocks at $13 Haitian money. So for about a US dollar, we get 2 blocks. And we are in need of 550. So you all, please find it in your heart, you all. Let's get this project completed. So tonight's show, you all, we touch base on different things. At the end of the day, is the grass really, really greener on the other side? It may look so much beautiful. And could it be greener on the other side on certain levels? Yes. But at the end of the day, you all, our focus here in Haiti needs to be about working and fixing on our own country, where we stop running to other people's borders, that we stop just complaining about the treatment that we are getting at other people's borders. Grandma always said you don't like how people treat you, and this is in every culture. If you don't like how people treat you, then baby, don't go to their house. It is simply that. Many of our women traveling to DR, falling into us, doing things that you know you weren't raised to do. Be very, very, very careful. I am not saying, I'm not here to judge you. I actually love you, and I understand that life has a way of throwing things our way that cause us to make decisions that normally we wouldn't. But be careful, protect yourself, and stay focused with whatever you're doing. Know that nothing lasts forever. So whatever you're doing, I hope that you would be smart enough to invest in yourself, because this youthness doesn't last forever. Your body will not last forever, okay? There's going to always be that next young thing. There's going to always be yada, 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 okay? So be wise in everything you do. So thank you all so, so much for your love, your continued support. As I end every show, you all be kind to one another. Tell somebody you love them. Thank you all so, so very much for joining, for sharing the lives. Much love. If you've yet to give this live a like, kindly do so, you all. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. God bless you all, everyone. Love you all. I really, really, really enjoyed you all tonight. Stay blessed. Oh, my sister says my iron is low. That's why I enjoy. I need to check that out. You could be saying something that's true, because lately I have been addicted to ice. So thank you so much, my sister Caroline. Thank you. You all have a blessed one. Stay blessed.